All right, we're going to look at a digital simulation lab here in Unit 2 called Electric Field Hockey. We're going to see that it's kind of a play on words. So in the Unit 2 folder, I'm going to open this up. Okay, I've got the assessment that I'm going to be plugging my answers into, but in order to figure out the answers, I need this simulation. So I'm going to open this first in a separate tab. Okay, so open that up in a new tab. All right. Now, you can start the simulation in Schoology, but it's going to be a lot harder to manage because it's going to be stuck in this little window here. So what I would do is either click this little box with the arrow or on the blue words here so that it opens it up in a separate page entirely, like this. Okay, so that way I've got the whole screen at my fingertips. Okay, to start out the simulation, I just hit this big play button. It loads it. Give it some time. Here we go. All right, we get something like this. Okay, so we've got a little positively charged kind of hockey puck. All right, and we've got other little positive charges, these little red positive charges here, and these little negative blue negative charges. We can take out of this box and put into kind of, this area here. Now, if I grab one of these and I start moving around, and I get it closer to the puck, it's hard to see. There's kind of like an arrow coming out there. The closer it gets, the bigger it gets. And if I take it away, it gets smaller. Okay, I can try that with the negative charges, the blue ones too. I can pull that. And this arrow points towards it and then points away. Okay, so what's going on here? We have this positive charge that's just kind of waiting to be moved. Right now, everything is sort of paused. And when I drag out one of these charges like this, okay, charges push and pull on each other at a distance, kind of like how magnets can attract and repel each other at a distance. It's a little bit different, but you can think of it kind of like that. Okay, so this positively charged little particle is going to be pushing on this puck, and we can use it to launch these around. So if I hit start, this will kind of release the positively charged puck. It goes flying. It makes it into the goal. Now, you don't need to go and make the goal on all these different difficulties. We got this practice round here. We can go to difficulty 1, it puts a barrier up. Do difficulty 2, that puts kind of 2 barriers up. And difficulty 3, you guessed it, puts 3 barriers up. And it gets a little bit harder because they add these little blockades here. But what these are going to help us with on the assignment is different questions will start you with different things like practice or difficulty 1 or difficulty 2, so the question makes more sense. So let's get to the assignment. I'm going to reset this. Let's get to the assignment and look at what some of these are going to look like. So go back to one of these tabs here. Okay, so this is my simulation. This is the assignment itself where I'm going to put my answers in for the lab. So I'm going to click on this, and on my side, I need to preview it. It's going to come up as the teacher version. There we go. Okay, there's an extra video here that kind of goes through some stuff on electric charge if you're curious about it and you want to know more, but it goes a little bit deeper than we need to have right now, and hopefully a lot of the stuff you're going to figure out about charge by exploring and messing around with this lab. So we've got a couple attempts. It's going to be 20 points, so let's start this up. We're going to get the video again just in case we missed it on the instructions page and wanted to go back to it. Okay, and we're going to use the simulation to answer these questions. Go in here. All right, so this says practice. Place a a red positive charge to the left of the black positive puck. Which direction does the arrow showing the force acting on the puck point towards? Okay, let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. That's a little bit better. Okay, so this tells me that this question makes the most sense in the practice round. Whoops, I just actually chose an answer. Ignore that for now. That might be different. Okay, I'm going to place a positive red charge to the left of the puck. So, I think I clicked on the wrong one. Oh no, where is it? Okay, sorry, there it is. Okay, so, which I already did. That's kind of nice. So I've got my red positive charge here on the left side of the black one, and my arrow is pointing to the right. Okay, this is showing the force on this puck. Okay, so once I release it, it starts moving in the direction of that arrow. Okay, I'm going to need to close that so I don't keep opening up the wrong tabs. Okay, which direction is the arrow showing the force acting on the puck point towards? It's pointing towards the right. Okay, so there we go. There's one question down. Okay, and I can start going through the next ones. It'll ask me about how things attract or repel each other. Again, you can figure this stuff out by just throwing in charges and kind of trying stuff out. In later questions, it'll ask you for difficulty 1. Okay, not necessarily that you have to beat it, to get points or something, but it helps to help you kind of answer the question. So, it might ask you to try and find a solution for difficulty 1. Do you need to send me a screenshot of that you beat that level? No. The question will just make more sense if you do. So I can switch to difficulty 1 or difficulty 2 or difficulty 3 as I go through and answer the questions. A couple other options that the lab is going to take you through include the electric field. Okay, if you've ever heard of like a force field, that's not just a sci-fi concept. It's not just something you use in fiction. It's actually a real thing. All a force field means is you've got an area somewhere out in space that you put a force on. Usually we think of force as someone pushing something directly, but since magnets and electric charges can push and pull at a distance, we call all those different places around it where it's pushing and pulling a field. Okay, so we can turn on the electric field by clicking this little checkbox. Okay, and this shows all these little arrows are showing where my red positive charge is pushing on stuff. And I can move around and the field changes. You might notice there's kind of a darkness of the arrow that fades out. That might tell you something about kind of the strength of the force, kind of like how this arrow gets bigger and smaller. But since we have to show a bunch of arrows, they just change how dark or light they are. Okay. I could add in another charge, this negative one here, and now we've got two things that kind of affect the electric field. Okay, so now you can kind of get the whole kind of the pun behind electric field hockey, because we're dealing with electric fields and we're kind of knocking around this hockey puck. So, and field hockey is a sport, so haha. Okay, if I'm done with the charge, I can just go put it back in the box. Okay, and then my field disappears because I don't have anything to push or pull. Throw that one back out there. Anti-alias just kind of sharpens things up a little bit. So I guess if you want to be doing the simulation in high def, that's an option for you. Might move a little bit slower though, because it's trying to do the graphics a little bit better. I'll turn that off for now. I'll turn off the field too. We can change the mass of the puck. Okay, we can turn it up to like 100 to make it really heavy. We can turn it down to 1 to make it really light, or it starts on 25. And most of the questions kind of imply or assume that you're going to be doing this with a mass of 25. There's also an option for having the puck be positive. You can change it to be a negative hockey puck, but I would keep it on positive for all the questions that you answer here. Okay, so just kind of follow through the simulation, use it to answer the questions. Some of them are going to be open-ended, so just kind of explain what you see and what you find. And again, you've got multiple attempts if you need to go back and fix something.